The beauty of nursing is that we can always level up, upgrade. Do you want it? How bad do you want it? And what are you willing to do to get it? Wait years of being unhappy, bitter, sad, depressed, overly working, being in a system that don't care about me, and I'm girl, just do it. What are we doing? Welcome to the Nurse Boss Shift. It's your girl, Dr. Kiiyonna Jones.
And I'm Crystal P, the Beauty NP.
And as you guys know, we are coming through with the fire. We have Miss Dalie Nord, who is going to come here and talk to us about our favorite topic, entrepreneurship. Yes. Y'all gonna get tired of us in entrepreneurship. When we're done with you guys, everyone is going to be an entrepreneur. So I want to allow you, Dalie, to talk about yourself. Just tell us a little bit about you, because I know you're a nurse, but I want them to know like a little bit about your journey into entrepreneurship.
Okay. I'm Dalie. I am a traveling ER nurse, now the founder of Pure Hydration Bar. We have launched back on March 23rd here in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
So I finally took that leap of faith, and something that I've been trying to do for years and years and years. And this year was the year that I decided to go ahead and launch that. It is an aesthetic company that offers IV hydration therapy, facial treatments such as neurotoxins, dermal fillers, and I also have the weight loss program, which have that, the thematic potion.
Yes.
Get rid of that.
And so you became an entrepreneur in just March of this year?
Actually, tomorrow is like my 6-month anniversary.
Wow, congratulations.
Month anniversary. So it's been a journey, and it's going faster than I thought it would go. But just trusting the process, just taking it day by day. Things are just falling the way it needs to fall.
How long were you a nurse before the entrepreneurial bug hit you?
So 7 years. 7 years. But I've been exposed to aesthetic, like the industry, back in 2018. So I started traveling 2 years into my nursing career. And my first stop obviously was California. So
I say obviously.
No, so I went out there, and that's when I was exposed, because I was like in Florida. I graduated from South University in Florida, and I was working up in like Central Florida, so I wasn't really exposed to it. I've heard about it, but starting my career out in California, and beauty was a big thing, and it's like, okay, if you're not nursing, you're doing this for sure. And so I had a lot of friends in that industry, and I just saw everything great about it. And I was like, oh, this is going to have to happen very soon for me. But I didn't think my first time tapping into aesthetics would have been me becoming an entrepreneur. I thought that I was going to get into the industry by working at somebody's, business or,
that's fine.
Yeah, men's spa, or just something that's not mine. It's to learn from the giants. But I actually started into the aesthetic industry as an entrepreneur. So that was not really expected, but here we are.
Now I remember we met you, I don't know if you remember that, a couple years ago at Amp Spa, and you were saying you're going to open, and I was like, okay, and I had followed you then, and then you opened, and then you've been taking off since. So that's why I was like, we have to talk to her, because we teach IV hydration, and we tell students about marketing, and you have to market before you even open your business.
Yes.
And you have kind of like taken off with the marketing, and also I love your niche, because we always talk about picking a specific niche. So talk to us about that. Is that something you planned? Are you good at marketing? Did you even know it was marketing, or how?
Well, I didn't know it was marketing, but you're big, like you said, big on niche. When I first started searching, okay, this is what I have to do, I was following Kiiyonna. Okay, I met you at because you was with her.
Yes,
but I was following Kiiyonna during I think I discovered you around COVID time.
That's when we went to Amp Spa, and she was like, "Oh, Dr. Jones," and you were like, "How many people know?" Started wrecking. That's a big market.
Her video to me was like, when I'll be at work, I'll be watching her videos. They'll get me through my shift, and it's like that. if you're tired of this, oh, what it had to, it was like that for me. You know, I mean, do great, by the way. And
Thank you.
one of the giants that I look up to, you know, especially because she represent who, you know, me in that industry. So she was definitely somebody I wanted to meet, and it just came out of nowhere. I mentioned
You're right. You're right.
and we became friends at that, you know, like connected to her. I was like, I know her. And then also I went ahead and joined one of her boot camp programs. I did that for a couple of weeks, and it gave me that confirmation that I'm ready. Like, I knew everything you said. It was like you was like that last step. Everything that I know. So I went ahead and it was like just a fairly for faith, did every step that I needed to take. It wasn't easy. It wasn't cheap.
Yeah. Tell it.
You know, so
Speak about it.
a lot of club money was going towards, you know, Pure. You know, I know Pure was going to roll out, but I didn't know it was going to be that soon. And it was like, girl, what are we waiting for? So we finally launched March. By any means, we were starting. Nothing was going to happen. I did not let anything, because I created my LLC 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I was holding
A lot of y'all out there done did the same thing. I was sitting on these LLCs.
I
Go ahead.
was holding on to my LLC for a very long time. And what was crazy, like the crazy part about it is I found my spot a year ago before I launched, right? So I launched my business literally like 18 months on.
You had the space.
I had the space. I was holding on to it, paying it monthly. It's in the heart of Galleria. So it's in a very prime location. And I was like, this is the spot. This is where we're going to go. But it was just something that did not allow me to start because I wanted it to be perfect.
I was going to say, we got to talk about that. So talk about that though, because a lot of analysis, Tiffany was just talking about that, analysis paralysis, and you are in your head so much wanting to plan everything. Like, how did something, so you 18 months and then bam, so what was it?
And that was enough. And then I was like tired of seeing my savings going and I was like, all right, we got to do it. We have to do it. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of dollars. And I was just holding on to the thought, now holding on to a place. And I just had to trust the process and just start. It's never going to be perfect. That's what I learned once I started. It's never going to be perfect. You learn as you go. Trust the process. Things get better over time. Be the focus. A book that I really loved that I read during the process was
The Untethered Soul. Rachel Rogers.
The books for learning business.
Oh, the creating a business plan. Oh, yeah, for dummies.
So I ordered that when I was in your book camp and talked about that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to order this for the dummies.
Listen, I have 2 or 3 of those dummies ones, so don't even.
And when I said like that from the first chapter, it was like learning your niche. So I've learned that process in that book. You know, what are you good at? And just lean on that.
Yeah.
So I was always big, like, if I'm going to start Pure, just focus on a couple of things. You know, I didn't want to open it up and we do like 10,000 different things. One thing.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's very simple. It's IV hydration, facial treatments, and weight loss. I don't complicate things.
Yes.
It's very big. So I think this for me is simplicity. So learning how to add simplicity into the business, it just makes everything clean, makes everything easier. And it, you know, like into the marketplace, it looks like I'm doing, you know, but I'm just being me.
Yeah.
I'm just being me, letting it roll out. So I'm happy. I'm in a good space. Once I started, I had quit my job. We're done. We're retired. We're leaving the bedside. We're about to focus on Pure, but then obviously, like, you are only in 5 months in. But make it work. But I know eventually I'll be able to do that.
Oh yeah. So your market. So are you intentionally marketing to like a certain demographic, or is it just kind of it taking a life of its own? What do you?
I think it is. It's just taking its own course. But my consumers are healthy individuals, you know, between, I would say, 18 to 70. And I don't discriminate on ages. But honestly, it's to attract those who want to make their wellness a priority, who wants to make their beauty a priority. Like, I am everything. I'm big on luxury, and, you know, your wellness is luxury. So, you know, I started off, when I first started, I was sharing, like, going to get blood work every year, like 6 months at least. And I found out that, like, my vitamin D levels was, like, depleted. And I was like, girl, you got to do your best. I'm out here weak. And like, girl, you got to call your friends. We wasn't stressed. We wasn't, we cursed.
Yeah.
I apologize for being bitchy. It wasn't me. My vitamin D was just low. Things like that, and I try to bring the importance of taking care of yourself in the meantime. So I think that's what Pure is all about, where we can create that balance. Here in Houston, girl, there is hookah everywhere. I mean, there's spots everywhere. There's good places to eat everywhere. There's an outing, like you guys had in the turn. A little longer. But we don't have enough of that balance where, okay, let's call this company because we need drips. We need to stay hydrated. The hottest summers was here in Houston, over 100 something degrees, right? So people were getting sick, being hospitalized. Working in the ER, I'm seeing people are hospitalized for dehydration. And I'm like, it could have been simple where you just set a membership with this spa and include that in your fun times and whatnot. So I try to market that, like, create that balance for you and your family, your loved ones, So I'm trying to, like, have the girls incorporate Pure in their girls trip, their girls, night. Like, let's book this for
that's good.
because now if you guys watch the reality shows, they're now incorporating. They are.
Oh yeah, and on podcasts too. Podcasts too.
Because people are starting to realize the importance of hydration. So I love that I'm finally a part of this industry and a part to do my part in this community. So I take pride in it. So it becomes fun.
Yeah.
Marketing, posting is just.
Well, I see you in the clubs and the pool party. She didn't talk about that part. No, this is Julie Dritz, not you. First of all, okay, yeah, Dritz at the pool parties and the clubs and celebrities. So how did you get into, like?
Oh, baby, I'm an ad.
Okay,
I'm an ad.
There you go. Talk about it.
What they say, close mouth is mad, or you don't know until you ask.
That's right.
I try to knock on the big doors.
Period.
And so the most you're gonna get is a no. But
That's it.
when you come in and you talk to them and they see the tenacity in your eyes, they're like, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got into Clay, one of the hottest clubs here in Houston. I got a meeting with the owner, one of the owners, and he actually sat down with me, and he didn't even let me finish. He's like, dope idea. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Why? Because he's prone to getting vitamin. He knows the importance of IV hydration. They travel all the time. They go to Vegas. They go to California. So they know. They have that balance already, right? So it was a no-brainer. And I created the drip and sip session. I was doing that over the.
So tell me about. Sorry to cut you off because that just. Talk about the drip and sip session, please.
So I was like, all right, no sip, no drip, no sip, and meaning we're gonna, because I was there Sunday. So you guys are drinking Sunday. What is your Monday like? So let's try to alleviate that hangover where you can actually get up and be ready for your new week. So what I was like, let's just have a drip and sip session. They had a summer drink anyways. Right. So I brought in the idea of we're gonna get hydration while you sip. So tomorrow morning, you're not waking up with that terrible hangover, nauseated feeling. You at least have a balance. Like a balance. I'm not here to change your life or telling you to modify your lifestyle, but just have that balance because I like a good balance.
Right.
So I like to party, but I like to. I'm big on my health and my wellness and my beauty. So that's what Pure is all about, like creating a bubble for all aspects. Like, okay, we have our beauty, we have our wellness, we have our health, and we have a good time. But you can't be having a good time if you don't know what your status and health is all about. So if you can take care of yourself, stay hydrated, and work out. So I don't know if you guys follow my personal page either, but I try to create that entire that lifestyle. Like we work out, we get the drips, we I now offer facial treatments. So I also am one of the brand ambassadors for Skin Better. So I sell Skin Better products, which is a medical grade company. So it's like if you're getting Botox or fillers,
You got to
Target for you.
or Walgreens.
Okay. Because we don't do that. It has to make sense. So I'm just there to have that entire situation set up for your girl, because it's easy if you come to a place, one-stop shop.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I really do love that. And I feel like, I mean, a lot of nurses will, and I get this a lot in my boot camp, they count themselves out. They're like, oh, I don't have any business background, or, oh, I especially here in Texas, like I need to be a nurse practitioner, or, oh, I have to find a medical director or this. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. Like you don't, as long as you have your business set up and you meet the that's the real question that people don't want to ask, is like, okay, what do I need to make sure to have in place to make this possible?
I was one of those people.
Mm-hmm. And can you tell about how you, let's talk about it.
But that's the reason why also my timeline just had a big gap, because I was nervous. I was like, I don't have any entrepreneur background. I've never met him. I've never owned something so big. Like, we're talking about people's lives and people's health and people's face and people, money.
And my license, because that's what we were about to. It's my license. Like,
right. So I was like, oh my God, who am I to think that we're going to go from this to that? I'm supposed to end up in a plastic surgery company before and learn the ropes before I had thing, right?
Yeah.
So I had to let go that route and just be tenacious and like get into the hospitals. And I was harassing the doctors. I'm like, hey, how you feeling? How would you like to open up this med spa with me? I have this great idea. And I would present my business plan with them. So it was
business plan.
Yes.
Hello. Yes.
I created, and one of my doctors was like, let's do it. And so he loved my idea. He trusted me. He looked at me and he was like, yeah, she sounded great. That's what he told me anyways. But he believed in me.
Yeah.
So it was like, you just have to go out there and take that leap of faith, take that, step, ask. You have to ask. I know it might make you feel like you're going to be, like you're going to feel like you don't belong.
Yeah.
You don't have like the audacity. I had to cut all that out, because I'm like, I need to start in this space right now. So I was one of those people that didn't believe in me. Like, I didn't think that I can open up such a thing, and 6 months later, I can't believe it. Like, it's doing better than I thought.
Yeah.
That's it. It's doing better. And when I say that people are coming in, people are telling me they found me on Google, they found me on Instagram. I had a client yesterday, and she was like, I finally came. I've been following you for months, and I've been wanting to come to you. So I'm like, people really want to, and taking, I think you have a set of people that believe in you, and the people who just need to see more before they could trust you.
Yeah.
So you just gotta show up for yourself and for your business every day. Just do your best, and God will take care of the rest.
Yeah.
So that was my mindset every day when I open up Pure. Like, I'ma just do my best. I also started taking classes and courses by the giants, the people that I look up to in the industry. Pure, I try to follow a lot of people that I look up to. You'll see some aesthetic pages. They don't follow much people. No, you need to follow a lot of, like different pages to kind of get ideas. And that's what I did. While I was doubting myself, I was just learning from the giants. Like, I was taking notes every time and just writing it down and building, so that's what I was doing. And then just trusting. This my first person that I did Botox, the sport on, I was like, we're drawing up, and it's just so much. But as time goes on, like the steps get easy, and you're like, wow.
I remember I used to say, if I had a client coming up, I would dream about it.
Yeah.
Or I would do I would be thinking about like how they're gonna come out, or call me. But then, as you said, it's same with IVs. The first one's so scary, and then you just keep doing them, and then
And so for me, like, okay, I'm an ER nurse, so for me, IVs, it was easy for me, So I would say for anybody who's trying to get into that field, like, always put, like, get ready for your next step. If you do want to get into aesthetics, train yourself. If you're in the hospital right now, like, hey, I want to be an ER nurse. That way you can get those skills out the way. Free sessions all the time. I have like countless of people that have to start IVs on. And so that was my practice moment. I'm doing IVs on from 0 age to 90 something years old. So when I knew that I wanted to go into aesthetics, that ER was my med spa. Okay. I did a questionnaire yesterday for the first time. One of my followers asked me, what kind of advice do I have for a nurse that wants to get into that field, but is an introvert. You know, so I was like, girl, you have the tools right now. You're a medical professional. You're working in a hospital. So treat all your rooms like your med spa room. You know, change your tone, change your aesthetics, change the way you think, talk to your clients, because they're already trusting you with all your nursing expertise and your knowledge and your skills, whatever. And that's your job. Like, practice for the next role, practice for the entrepreneurial world. So that's what I was doing a couple of years before I got into my own business. Like,
and a lot of people, this is what we do. We find the thing and then we hold on to that, but I'm an introvert, or but I don't have money, or but I can't find a medical director. And I always say, like, we need to get in the habit of starving the excuses and feeding all the reasons why we can't. Like, if you keep giving that energy, okay, so what, you're an introvert. There are plenty of people sometimes I think I'm an introvert. Y'all might not agree, but especially 6 years ago, you would have said that I was, because I did not talk to very many people. It was through therapy and mindset coaching that I grew out of that. But like, what if I didn't? Like, all the people who I've been able to serve because I did not allow my discomfort to be the reason why I didn't do it. It's like, nobody's going to provide you with a solution that you are arguing for. I don't care how much motivation mindset I give you. If you argue for your limitations, I don't have a chance as your mentor and coach. And so it's like, do you want it? How bad do you want it? And what are you willing to do to get it? That's it. And if you say, I'm willing to do whatever you say, do, Dr. Jones, then I know you're going to get it. But if you say, but I'm so overwhelmed and I work and I have kids, I don't have time for you. I can't help you, because now when I tell you do step 1 through 3, you're going to tell me why you couldn't. You're going to tell me how tired you were. And I don't have what am I supposed to say to that?
I agree. It's cutthroat. It's either you want it or you don't.
That's it.
And before I wanted it, I was the one, like, because I could have been started.
That's what I was going to say. My next question to you was that.
That's not regret. Honestly, now, that is my only regret now, that I didn't start sooner.
Because how long did you say you had that place?
Almost 18 months.
Almost 18.
Before you started it, or total, including this 6 months? I know you're not going to say before.
Yeah, and it got
like, so you didn't start it until like month 18?
Wow. I was holding on to this for a whole year.
Oh,
Last year. So 2022, to be exact, it was April 2022, and I launched March 23rd.
oh, so a year, so 13 months pretty much. And then, so you have been planning on it for a whole year. Wow, that could have,
Not maybe for what?
that's your testimony. You know that, right? That's what you get to tell people.
Yes. And in that, I wanted to say, because there's a lot of people, and myself too, in my first business, that was my thing, like 18 months fear, blah, blah, blah. Well, because now I'm just like, you guys have to get over it. Like, there's no other explanation.
Yeah.
But what would you say for someone to help them shorten the gap of, like, they know they want to do it, but they have all these fears?
Start ugly.
Just do
Start rogue. Start with the uncertainty. Start not knowing everything. Like, right now, I'm having a meeting on Monday with the bookkeeper, because I'm like, all right, I know this ain't right. I don't know. I know it's not good. So, but I didn't wait, because that's another reason to wait and start. So I found,
now you learn.
6 months later, I'm finally going to get somebody to help me manage Pier's money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm still learning. I'm still talking to lawyers, like thousands of dollars down the drain. You know, I went to wrong people who gave me back nothing. You know, I was in question. So I was desperate. You'll pay your money. You know, and if you don't have money, right now it's so accessible to get a little bit of information. Have Kiiyonna, you have all these people, YouTube, and just follow. Again, I always follow all the giants, people that I really love, their work, their charisma, their personality, their marketing, everything. I follow them, and I just jot things down, or I heart the things that I love, or say whatever I can get from this page, because that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
So as I go, I grow. I went to events, like, I'm trying to get, you know, like, kind of connect with people that are in the network. A couple of weeks ago, I went to, like, this Houston businesswoman event, and that's where I found the person that can lead me to my bookkeeper. So sometimes your steps have to be very strategic. I'm going here because I'm leading with something. So that's my mindset with everything now.
Yes.
don't be bitchy, don't be nasty. Just ask, be grateful, be nice to people. I know like a lot of people will have like attitudes and things like that, but what's for you is for you.
Right.
What's for you is for you.
That's
So now I'm in the business, and 6 months later, we're doing our best. We're doing our best. We're doing our best, and we're still learning. We're still growing.
what do you see next?
So next for Pure is hiring.
Wow. The fact that you were saying hire,
After 6
do you know that, right? That is powerful. You've been in business, you've been open for 6 months, and you are having to think about bringing someone else on your team.
That's the next thing. Once I could get this bookkeeper situation, we're gonna figure out how to bring somebody else. It's time. Because the main point, right, is to kind of yourself to allow yourself to back
That's
up
the main point. Yeah.
So because I waited so long to start her, I'm not gonna wait too long to make the necessary moves right now. You know. So
And the last question I want you to talk about, because you touched on this a couple times, and that was the financial investment.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid and this is what I hear all the time. They say, I don't want to lose money. And I want you to speak to that, because I think that people don't realize money is to be leveraged, and that you will take some L's. And like, there's no way around it. And so they think that they're being safe by not making the investment. But I say you're not being safe, because you don't have any control over what you can bring in when you're working for someone. But what do you say about that?
Okay, so you have to pay to play. Point blank, period. You have to pay to play. You can't expect your business to grow without putting in the work and putting in. It's gonna cost. It was costly. Like all the money that I put in, I haven't got any business loans. I haven't got any like business credit. I know that probably wasn't the right thing, but again, knowledge deficit.
No, for sure.
Entrepreneur. I know I worked hard, before, and I was like, I want to do this, and I trusted myself to not. I just put all that I had, and honestly, like Pure is doing great, and I know that it's gonna do amazing. We entered $1 billion industry time, and I know I'm gonna get this money back. I know, like next time we have a podcast, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be a different time, and so I trust that and I believe it. And in the meantime, I'm putting in all my work. I'm doing everything I have to do, because eventually I'm gonna be where I want to be. What was the next question?
No, I was just asking you about the investment. Like, people are worried about the L. Like, they're like,
take the L. Take the L. If I didn't take the L, I would still be bitter and sad at the bedside. Like, I was like, this is 7 years. I don't know how people do the bedside more
30, 40.
I was like, there's no way I've surpassed the time frame. The beauty of nursing is that we can always level up, upgrade, and it's time for me. Another thing was that was going to take me a little longer. Let me go get my MP. But baby, I was like, no. So I have my MP that can clear my patients, because here in Houston, Texas, those regulations are a little different. So I have that middleman. So I'm looking at it like, wait years of being unhappy, bitter, sad, depressed, overly working, being in a system that don't care about me, and I'm just a number, or start my own business and be happy, love what I do, and be a part of someone's life where I can help make a difference. Cosmetically wise, health wise, wellness wise. It's so much fun. It's so like work.
Yes, that's right.
Like work.
That's right. Well, I love hearing that, and I think I know there's going to be a lot of people who can relate to exactly where you are. But I heard two things. Well, one thing I heard is that we're going to have a part 2, right? We're going to have to follow this up in the air, see exactly where you are. But the second thing is, throughout this podcast, what I've been hearing is like you made a shift. And like, I don't know if you realize it. It isn't, I would have liked it to happen a lot sooner. I will tell you that. But it does. But the truth of the matter is, there's learning in that. Like, it really is how you frame it, right? So like, you say it because you know you should have started earlier. So when you're talking about it, and the people who are listening to you, you're going to be able to tell them that, like, you know, I waited way too long.
Wow.
And these are the blocks that I had when, if I had started now, that was you would have been a year in, you would have been 18 months in by now. Right. So she said, Daddy. So where was tell me about the shift though. Like we really want to dive in. This is the Nurse Boss shift. And I feel like every nurse has their unique experience with the shift, but I do feel like it's something where it's like sink or swim, now or never, like a big, and was it an event? Was it a something like, and I don't mean an event like as in a conference. I mean an event like you saw someone who you knew who was doing it, or someone you lost. Maybe sometimes it's like triggered by like a loss of a loved one or realizing how short life is, or a bad manager. Like what was it that was like, okay, this is for real, I need to stop playing?
Again, like I was going to all the classes, I was booking all the classes I can take everything, and it was always confirmation, like, girl, just do it. What are we doing?
Tiffany called that infobesity. She said it's infobesity. Okay. It's like when you just keep on getting information, but you're not taking.
Same thing, like your class was my last class. It was I knew everything. I would never tune in. Like I was still so busy, so I would never tune in on your actual Zoom sessions. I would always go back in. I'm like, dang, I know this part. I know everything. You know, Dr. Jones would say everything is like, yeah, girl, you already know this stuff. What are we doing?
As nurses, we feel that we keep needing class.
I'm like, okay, we're gonna book that.
Oh, that's what's comfortable. That's what's comfortable.
And we just, you know, and everything is just like, what are we doing? Life is too short. I remember when I started nursing, my beginning of the career, I was a new nurse in the ER, and it was more like a sink or swim situation. Mm-hmm. And this nurse, obviously, he's been there for years. He was a manager. We had an overdose come in, and I had to prime, you know, to get ready for this patient, and I was like freaking out. And he pulled me to the side, and he's like, I don't think you're fit for nursing. Like,
wow.
I don't think you're fit for nursing. You're not. This is not your cup of tea. You're not gonna do well here. Mm-hmm. And my entire career, I took that, and I'm like, Dalie, he's right. You're better than this. You get what you can get, learn what you can learn. Take your skills with you, because you're gonna own your own thing. You know. So, and I knew that from a long time ago, but I was still scared to take that step. So I will be booking classes, and these classes are not cheap.
No, they're not.
These classes are not.
Mine isn't.
I mean, I pay for everything. I was like, okay, I'd rather pay this than put this for my, you know, when I could just start it.
Started ugly, like you said.
Started ugly. I was taking years finding this specific chair. This, you know, I was looking for reason.
Yeah.
Reason. Like, we got a chair. We can't. All right, no. We can't open up. So start ugly. Just do it. Just open up. I was gonna initially start as a concierge, like IV mobile. Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm gonna do facial treatments and all this stuff. So that's why I went ahead and got the spot. But I was supposed to start mobile, and God was like, no, we'll go a little happier. So
was it as difficult as you had put it in your mind? Because what I say is when you wait, the ugly grows in your head. It's like all the bad things you allow it to just fester, and it becomes a monster, right? And then when you do it, it's like, dang, it wasn't.
I waited this long for this. It was so easy. The love, the countless support, everything just open. Like everybody was waiting for that moment. Everybody believed in me more than I believed in myself. So, and it showed. I was like, oh God, you know, the love and the support. The minute Pure opened up, you guys, like, it was crazy. My first soft launch, we were like having so much people come in, getting IV treatments, and, you know, it was easy because the skill was like whatever, but just seeing the love and support and people trusting me.
So you were talking about your business before you opened, it seems like.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because that was
and people will hold you accountable. So they'll be like, "Did you open yet?" And you're like, "Oh my God,
this year I have to do it," and I did it, and I lost friends. Yeah, it was like, oh my gosh, because I'm so deep down into the, you know, into the opportunity to start. Like that was my main focus. That weekend I was supposed to launch. One of my good friends was getting married, and I couldn't go. I was like, girl, I gotta wait for this piece of furniture to come in, and if I'm not here, it's not gonna come in. I was like, I'm not going to give no more excuses of why I didn't start. You know, I was not backing up my start date, my launch date to anything else. Like, you could see everything would just always try to get in the way. So I was so focused onto it. And the minute I kind of brought my head above water, oh, where's my friends? Where's everybody? You know, so a lot of things just happened in the beginning. It was hard. Like I said, I did it broke. I did it with grieving friendships. I did it like missing. I used to travel a lot. So I had to stop everything. My life shifted because I wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
No more reason. No excuses why Pure cannot be open. And it's the best. I mean, it's been a very hard year.
Yeah.
But it's rewarding.
Absolutely.
And I know down the road, we'll be laughing. Next time we have drinks.
Yes. Period.
But no, seriously.
So I guess we're going to wrap up, but I think I know we want you to tell, like, give 3 things that people can do right now. And it doesn't have to be related to IV hydration, but it's just something that they can do right now to expedite the process. Now, whether it's their mindset, it's up to you, or whether it's just like starting a business. What are like 3 things that you think about that you're like, I'm so glad I did these 3 things, and that if people do those 3 things right now, it can push them ahead in their journey.
The 3 things I did, I would say, use your current tools. Use your tools that you have in front of you right now that can make you, you know, like, be that person you need to be for your business, how you want to show up. So if you are still in the hospital, that's your spa. Like, show up as your spa person. You know, like the introverts, go in, owning your rooms, talking to your patients as your clients. Have that tone, dress up, get cute. Don't be that nurse that look like they don't want to be there. Like, I will be the cute nurse in my meds, and I'll show up the way I want to show up for Pure. You know, like, be strategic. Everything I did was strategic.
Yeah.
The next second point, I would say market. What I know Pure was going to be Pure, I created that page. I will post on it. I will follow all the people that I wanted to follow. Be very strategic, like, follow all the giants in the industry and keep up with them. Because you get a lot of free game.
All the time. But people don't believe they can do it, though. It's a sad thing.
So I was like at work, and I'll be tuned in. I'm telling you, I was like that comedy. If you are tired of what you're doing,
You burnt out, I got you.
I always want to, and you know, just follow the people that you know will have your back.
Yeah.
Call her, and you were so nice. I played her DMs, and to finally have met her at a convention center. That's another thing. Be paid.
Yeah.
Ooh. I was at AM Spa, and I was one of the ones that signed up for the cadaver class. And a lot of people say, why? I was the only Black person. It was a lot of money, but it's like, because I know what I'm getting ready to get.
Yes, so, it's an investment.
And so spend the dollar, get it right back.
It's invest, when you invest, there's a return that comes along with that, and people don't realize that.
So pay for those classes, where, you know, pay for whatever opportunity, like she said, is an investment. Write it off, whatever.
Period. Because y'all know y'all need tax write-off. Stop claiming single zero. But
right, I would say that. And then did I hit 1 or 2?
You had 2 so far.
My third point would just be like, just show up, believe in yourself. You can do it. You are a medical professional. You already did the hardest part, and that's becoming the nurse. Don't wait. You get the money, pay for the NP. You don't have to go to NP school to do, you know, you can be a nurse and have a successful business. Get the right team. It's all about the team. If you have the money, you have the right team.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I like those 3.
I have an amazing NP behind my back. He actually has a DNP. I have an amazing ER physician who's over my business.
I love it.
And I'm the storefront. Like, you know, it's easy. Yeah. I have my NP license, but I didn't let that hold me back.
It's not a reason to hold you back. Like, it really
3 years. So no, as long as you have the proper protocols, everything lined up, you're good.
Yes.
So just create a good team. Find that team. Don't be afraid to ask. You have to ask to get to do what you want.
Yeah. And be confident, you guys. You guys don't understand your power.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here. That's why we have this podcast, because we want you guys to know, and not just know, but leverage your power. Thank you so much for joining us today. Dalie, this is her first podcast, y'all. So y'all give us some likes, give her some comments, share this video out. Yeah. In the H-Town, you guys, don't forget, we are the Nurse Boss Shift. We're so excited to bring y'all all the tea. But more importantly, we love hearing from you guys, because when we're out, they be like, well, you listen to your podcast. And I want you to know that we really do appreciate it, because this mission is bigger than us. We're bringing dope nurses to you in your ear. Hopefully you're listening to it when you're at work or on your AirPods. But we just want to inspire you and encourage you guys. So don't gatekeep. Share it with your nurse besties and other healthcare professionals. Let them know we in town, because we are changing the game. Until next time, you guys. Bye-bye.